Hello, good evening, happy Saturday. I'm going live to do some mini readings with people on Facebook and on YouTube on this Saturday. And I'm just going to get things set up. And also going to close the door so the cats don't come in. It's always when I go live that the cats seem to want to get involved, and it is hilarious. So good evening. Welcome to the live. And for everyone who is new, I am Tara Joy. And first, I just want to thank you so much for being here live with us today. If you're new to my live, I am an energy intuitive, a soul guide, and a medium, and I guide people to move energy within themselves, working through self-limiting beliefs, activating gifts within you, and bringing your dreams into your reality. Hello, Danielle. Good to see you here. And today I am going to be showing up as a conduit to your guides, your ancestors, galactics, loved ones, and together we'll bring through information and messages that you are seeking at this moment. Our guides and our entire spirit team want us to succeed. They want us to achieve our goals, reach our dreams, and become that which we desire to become. And they are always here helping us along the way. So let me know with some hearts, with some yeses in the comments if you agree with that. If you agree that your spirit team is always helping us, always there with us. And we're going to get into spirituality, into the woo-woo, into the weird. If you are into spirituality, crystals, meditation, learning about energy, or you feel that you're a starseed, if you believe in ghosts and reincarnation, then you are in the right spot. And we're going to be bringing that higher dimensional energy down into this space, into this community space here tonight. So welcome, everybody who's joining us. I'm so glad you're here. And as you arrive and get settled, let me know. I know Danielle is with us, who has been here before, but if you're new, let us know in the comments. If you're new, if you're here for the first time, let us know. And before I start to channel messages and information from your guides, from your spirit team, and bring through some of that information for all of you beautiful souls, let's set some intentions for the space we're sharing tonight. Let's make sure that we have the right people in the room. There are 4 intentions, which are really quick, and then I'll get to channeling messages. So as you come in, just let me know where you're joining from and your name. So the 4 intentions. The first intention is we want to make sure that this is a safe space and sacred space. I'm connecting to your energy and inviting in your guides. That means that we are being vulnerable, we're sharing raw emotions. So I want to make sure that we're kind, loving, supportive, and caring to each other in this space. The second out of 4 intentions, so they're really quick, the second is that there is absolutely zero tolerance for bullying, bashing, belittling, and just any unnecessary comments. Do you need to know or believe in what we are doing here? Absolutely not. Do you need to stay respectful to stay in the room? Absolutely. And the third intention is I want this to be a dialogue. So I don't just want to be talking on the screen. I want us to be engaging. I want to get to know you in the chat. We are here in community together right now. I want to hear how you're feeling, and I want to know when something is resonating with you. So type it in the chat when it's resonating. Let me know. And I want you to be engaging, because the more energy you put into this, the more you are going to get out. So just one more intention, the fourth and final intention before we start getting into some card readings for everyone. The fourth and final intention is that I truly believe there are no coincidences. There's a reason why you are here today, a reason that you found this live and you're watching right now, whether you're here for a few minutes or the entire live. Know that it is aligned and you are exactly where you need to be. Be open-hearted and open-minded about the information and messages you hear today. There are a million places for you to be. There's a million ways that your attention is trying to be grabbed. So I am so, so grateful that you have chosen to be here in this live with us today. There is a reason you are here. There are messages for each one of you. Even if I'm channeling for another soul, there is often threads of awareness for others that can be applied to all of us in those messages. So please be open to the collective energy and be open-hearted and open-minded. So that is the intentions that we're setting for this live. So welcome. Welcome as you all join. And I will now begin. If anybody has a question or wants a card pulled for them this evening, I would love to start bringing through some messages. And like, how are you feeling? How did the week go? Let me know in the chats. And if there isn't an immediate request for a card, I can pull a community collective reading card. And if you haven't heard of a collective reading card before, it's simply a card that I pull and then I bring information through for the collective. So for the people who are joining us and also who watch the live later, the live will be available on my channel on YouTube and Facebook afterwards. So I'm going to pull a card quickly for the collective, if my cards will cooperate. And then we'll get to individual messages. So welcome to the live. Oh my goodness. So new beginnings. New beginnings. And it feels like my I want to see my settings here. There we go. So now you can read it. New beginnings. And it's this gorgeous sunset or sunrise. Usually new beginnings is sun rising. And it's a big week coming up ahead, especially if you are in the US. I'm in Canada, but usually what's happening in the US, the energy is felt in Canada, and, politics and what's going on. And, our hugest border is with the US. So with the inauguration and the President Trump being coming into office this week, there's huge changes happening. And the reality is no one really knows what's coming ahead. And so there's so much new beginning potential. And this is something that we're seeing worldwide, not just in the US, where things are happening to end systems and foundations of how things are happening currently and shifting that energy to something new. So this is very much like gorgeous sunrise with the mountains, and there's also like a river in the valley at the bottom and this beautiful tree in the image. And so what I'm also getting is that resistance to change, because a lot of us, we're comfortable with what we know. And so we like to stay with what's familiar, because what's familiar, you know how it's going to work, you know the way everything's going to happen. And it just feels so comforting, where it feels like 2025 for a lot of us is going to be asking us to do things new in a different way, and reaching higher, like reaching more of our goals. And if we try to stay quiet or not go after them, the energy will shift to keep trying to get us on that timeline. So that's what I'm getting with this new beginnings card for the collective. So let me know if that resonates with you. If you're feeling this in your own life, that new beginnings are happening, whether they're something you invited, or sometimes new beginnings happen to us when we're kicking and screaming, and circumstances don't allow us any other choice. And I know a lot of people going through difficult times around the world, like they're all going through new beginnings right now. So yeah, let me know in the chat if that resonated. And then I can go to Danielle and pull a card for Danielle. And if anyone else would like a card, let me know in the chat. And how are you this beautiful evening? So I'm going to pull a card for Danielle. A general question. What the spirit world wants me to know about next week. The week ahead for Danielle. Yes, a lot of people are afraid of the unknown, and full disclosure, that was me before. Yeah, before a few years ago, I wanted to know everything before I took a step forward. That's just, it's common, because our brain, our ego, trying to protect us will tell us all of these ways where we're not going to do it, we're going to fail, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But we're going to make it. Okay, so let's see. A card for Danielle. And what next week will bring for Danielle? Ooh. I got Miracles with this gorgeous card that looks straight out of Arizona with those beautiful Rocky Mountains. 2 rainbows, not one, but 2 rainbows in this card. And miracles. Yeah, so it feels like a very a positive week. I'm feeling there's a shift in your own life, in your personal life. There's a shifting of perspective that's coming to fruition, is how they want to describe it. So it's something that started a while ago and now it's really moving forward. And I'm also seeing the perspective shifting for you, Danielle, in this, going from less of a negative outcome view and more optimistic. So previously you might have been more likely to go down that negative, like things are going to fail or something's going to happen, where now it's shifting to the optimistic, the silver lining of the outcome, and seeing things positive coming in. So it's almost like that law of attraction, where the energy and frequency that you hold is the energy and frequency that the world and the energy is sent to you. And that's what I'm getting is coming for you, Danielle, this week and moving forward in 2025. Miracles. What a great card to get, and what a great message. So thank you. Thank you, Danielle, for being here again. And welcome to everybody new. If you would like a card, let me know. I'm doing mini 1-card readings. And let me know in the chat, Danielle, if that resonated with you, if you have some shifts coming up next week, and if you've noticed that switch from the tending to look at the negative to the positive. And just thanks everybody. Thanks everybody who's joining, everybody who's logging on and checking out the live. Yes, I've been one to sabotage a lot of things, and I have been trying to do it differently since this year. Thank you, Tara. You're so welcome, Danielle. And it does take practice, but it can happen, because I was also one of those, of course this is going to happen. Of course, all of the negative things. And then, it's a very slight shift in mindset that makes a huge difference, and somewhere to start. Sorry, I know sometimes there's a delay in the messaging. So I get it. No worries. Yeah, a way to start if people are watching this or watching the replay and they are like, I want to start being more optimistic. A great way to start is with gratitude journaling. Hello, Pascal. Good evening. How are you? Yes, Joy Star. Yes, so I call myself Joy Star Healer because Tara in Sanskrit is star and my middle name is Joy. So it's like Star Joy. But for some reason, Joy Star seemed a better way to put it. So yeah, I'm doing mini readings. One card, and it can be a message that the universe wants you to know in the moment. It can be a specific question if you would like it to be a specific question. And we did a collective card at the beginning, which we got the New Beginnings card, which felt very accurate for world events and what's happening everywhere. We're all wanting new beginnings. Danielle says it's more of always thinking about the worst outcome of a person or situation that will go wrong. Yes, but it's more of reversing the energy and mindset to think of all the positive. Exactly, yes. Because it's so easy to go down that negative rabbit hole. It takes a more disciplined mindset to focus on the positive instead of, why is this happening to me? Like, what is this teaching me? How can I learn from this? And also taking that time and space between something happening and reacting to gain a little bit of insight on it. Because I was 100% always reacting to everything. And I go back to my younger self and I want to go connect with everybody who I worked with and everybody who I knew and just give them a giant hug and say, I'm so sorry that I was so reactive in those days. But it all happened for a reason. And it allowed me to grow. So how is everybody this evening? I know I had planned to go on this morning and then switched at the last minute. I switched at the last minute. Does anyone have a general question about 2025 or the future or what's happening? I've been a message regarding moving. Okay. I can definitely do that for you, Pascal. Message regarding moving. So I got the potential card with that's actually a volcano in the photo with stars, this gorgeous stars And I don't know if you've seen like video of volcanoes when they're erupting, but when they have the ash cloud, um, sometimes there's like electricity, like lightning that happens because of the friction between the ash particles. So I'm getting that sense of like lightning striking in a good way. Not like the disaster lightning strike, but it's that potential of igniting energy and things happening very quickly. Um, and let's see how else this connects with moving in particular. I'm seeing things like falling into place in the sense that um, you don't have the full plan, but putting it out there, and like how you just shared that you're thinking about moving in the next week or beginning of February, and it would be short term or maybe waiting for a month or so. Um, it feels like you'll put it out there and then you'll expect not to move. Like nothing will sort of interest you or catch your eye, or you'll go look at some places, but it's not really what you feel is meant for you. And then this like lightning will strike and it'll all move very quickly. And I had this exact experience when I moved to where I live now. Where I live has a very low, how do I say it? Like the occupancy rate is very high here, so there's not a lot of spaces available. Hello, Mike. Um, and we uh, discovered we were going to need to move, and it was very challenging to find a spot first that would even call us back. But when I saw the spot that we were in and the location, I started setting an intention that that's the place we're going to live. That's where I want to be. It's in the right location. It's familiar to us. It's in our price range. And so I set that intention out there. And the first unit that was available didn't go to us. But the next month, there was more units that became available. We got notified and asked to come look at it. And within that day of us looking at it, we were approved and set an appointment to sign the lease. So that's how fast it can happen. It's just like lightning strike. It's like I'm tired where I am and want to move more alone in my things. Yeah, and sometimes you just want that change, whether it's change in location, the change in the building, the change in the neighbors. Sometimes it's the neighborhood if it doesn't resonate with you or doesn't feel in alignment, then yeah, it's all good. I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with moving. I love the aspect that it's new, it's fresh. You get to set everything up in a new way. And so there's like a cleansing feeling about it. But at the same time, it's so much work that I don't enjoy all of the packing and all of the sorting and deciding what to let go of and what to keep. So it feels very positive for you, Pascal. And thank you. Thank you for being here from Quebec. Yes, Mike also hates moving, but love new beginnings. Yes, new beginnings are amazing. Which, we're going through a lot of new beginnings. Some kicking and screaming. But we got it. We got it. We're going to make it. It's going to be awesome. So if anyone else would like a card, I can do a couple more. A couple more short mini readings. And for those who are interested, would love a reading if you're doing them. Yes, I am doing them. Mike. Yes. Okay, so we're sending Pascal's energy back, bringing my energy back to me. And then we're going to pull a card for Mike on this beautiful Saturday. You're welcome, Pascal. And Danielle says, I was just telling my sister that I wanted to clean out my house as if I were moving and then move back in. Yes, there was a gentleman on a minimalist show. It might even be the movie called Minimalist or Minimalism. And he, as a practice, he put everything he owned in boxes and labeled them like he was moving. And then he said after, I can't remember if it was like 5 months or 6 months, after that time, anything left in the boxes he would get rid of. And it was like almost half or more than half of the stuff he didn't open. And so he got rid of it. He donated it or sold it or put it in the garbage. So I'm getting a card for Mike and what the universe has for you for a message today. I got this beautiful card with this beautiful giraffe thriving. And I can hear you right now. You're like, yeah, right. Yeah, right. This doesn't feel like thriving. Yeah, there's a lot of tumultuous energy that is shaking everything up in a lot of people's realities right now. And it's what I'm seeing for you, Mike, is that it's clearing the path for what's in alignment. So there is likely going to be some shadow work going forward. There's going to be times that are challenging. There's going to be dynamics that are shifting. Particularly, I'm seeing in like close family, there's going to be dynamics shifting. And then there's going to be like outside of that, other dynamics shifting. Part of it is the universe testing if the energy you've cleared is actually cleared. An example is that when I used to really let people who were skeptics in my abilities affect me. I was thrown off when someone would be like, oh, I don't believe it. I would want to people please to get them to believe. And I worked a lot on letting go of other people's expectations. And then someone would come along and be that skeptic and say they didn't believe. And that's the kind of test that I'm talking about. Like the energy will come back around to ask sort of, did you really let it go? Or is it still there? Or is there any level of it there? And recently, like this week on Tuesday, I had someone say, I am a skeptic. I don't believe in this. But they sat down to get a reading with me. And I did not flinch. I did not waver. My response was actually, it's not my job to convince you. My job is to bring through information from spirit. And how you react to that is how you react to that. And I hope that maybe you believe a little bit in magic after this, but also that's not up to me. That's up to you. So that's what I'm seeing as, the universe testing you on things from like 3 or 4 months ago that you've been working on to come back. And are you going to go into the old pattern, or are you going to stand your ground in your power and set the new course with the new beginnings? See, it all comes full circle all the time. So let me know if that resonated. I know 2025 is going to be intense. But if you stay grounded and you are aware of your energy and how you're feeling, and just shifting the perspective to, and I know you're already doing this, but this is just one of those gentle reminders, what is this teaching me? How can I learn from this? And it tests you in your most explosive and triggered areas. And so my example was the people pleasing, because I put everybody else before me all the time, every day. So that's what I kept getting tested on. So yeah, I am here. I am here. If you ever need support, someone to listen, it's all good. And we're going to make it. Amazing. So is there anyone else? Oh, that's interesting. Not a coincidence. That, I was the biggest people pleaser. Huge. And when you run your own business and you're an entrepreneur, it can be challenging because I used to, I'm really more mindful now, but I used to take a lot of things personal when, people wanted changes in the work that I was doing. Yeah. You're so welcome, Mike. And yes, I would love to pull one for Hannah. Hello, Hannah. Okay, sending Mike's energy back. Oh, thank you, Danielle. Have great advice and messages. Well, I'm speaking from my own personal journey, as well as what my own spirit team is bringing through as what's needed to be heard. And if you're watching the replay, it's all relevant. It's, if you're watching the replay, it's alive for you in the moment that you're watching. And I've made lots of mistakes in my life. And I am finally seeing that we're all learning, all growth. So I'm not ashamed of them. So I'm going to pull a card for Hannah for 2025. Ooh, adventures. And there's a beautiful flock of parrots and tropical plants, tropical flowers, and this beautiful waterfall. So adventures. It feels very much like, even though the image is a tropical image, that your adventures is going to be more of like a metaphorical adventure versus like an actual travel to a destination. So where are there ways that you can look at parts of your life more as an adventure, more as something exciting? And this is something I'm doing in my own life, is like finding spots of joy. So what excites you, Hannah? Like what brings you joy? What brings you that inspiration? What lights you up? And for you, that's your adventure. And that's things that you want to follow. So usually when you're on an adventure, there's like a map where you're going on a journey through the adventure and you have some idea of a destination. So think of what your destination is, and how can you make it an adventure going forward for 2025, and make it fun. Like, we're not here for a long time. I know it feels like a long time. But when you look at the history of the world and the universe, it's really short. And so looking for that joy in every day is really powerful in bringing so much more enrichment and satisfaction out of everything. Even something as simple as going for a walk in nature. You know, if you make something adventurous about it, then it gets twice as fun. So hopefully that resonated with you, Hannah. She has a huge smile here. Is her art. She goes to a totally, yes, and I totally resonate as a fellow artist. You know, I feel when artists are in that flow state of creativity, you are channeling, you are bringing through that information from a divine source. And instead of channeling it through words, you're channeling it through colors, through shapes, through images that you put down. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And it's so satisfying as an artist just to be in that flow state and allow things to unfold. So, Marijana, welcome. Yes, you can definitely get a card for a general. And if anyone is not following and you enjoy this content, please follow my account so that you get notified the next time that I'm live. So sending Hannah back her beautiful energy, bringing my energy back to me, and getting some information from Marijana. And as I said at the beginning, even if I'm channeling for another person, there's likely pieces of information that you're meant to hear. So Sorry, I hit my microphone. Ooh. Marijana, this is your beautiful card. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. It is Inner Peace. It's got the 2 fish. And what I'm seeing with the 2 fish is that balancing of energies for you, Marijana. So balancing of the light and the dark, balancing of the masculine, the feminine, balancing of things. And how can you in 2025 balance things in a way that aligns for you? To have that, and sometimes we see like they're also showing me that yin and yang symbol, and sometimes we see the Pisces with the fish going in a circle, and one fish is one way and one fish is the other way. So it's very much about balance and balancing energies. And it feels like at some times there can be like too much of one energy, and so it shifts the whole thinking of everything and how everything plays out because of that imbalance. So just keeping in mind, you know, being mindful about how you're truly feeling. And I'm also seeing like being mindful about your energy levels. So I don't know if you have burnt out in the past or are susceptible to burnout because you get focused on something, and I do this too. Get really focused on something and put a lot of energy into it, and then keep focusing on it for several days, and then realize that my energy is really low, my gas tank is empty, and I need to recharge. So just being aware and mindful of those balances. Yeah. So yes, thank you for the validation, Marijana. So yeah, just keep be in your awareness of how you're feeling and what your energy levels are. And also, we were just talking about people pleasing earlier. So people pleasing is also coming up for you, that you can say no when your energy is low. You're allowed. I am giving you a permission slip that you can say no. Because a lot of us have pushed through in the past, and we felt we were doing it to help, but the only ones we were hurting were ourselves. So that's, I need to keep working when I'm sick, or when I'm tired, or when I have all of these other things going on. I need to keep moving forward, need to keep progress happening. And if I don't, the momentum will stop, which is not true. I've found that when I rest, it allows the momentum to go faster afterwards because I've allowed myself to rest. So thank you for the validation, Marijana, and thank you for being here. Thank you for asking for a card. And I'm glad that that resonated with you. So again, before I leave the live, I just wanted to thank you all. Thank you all for coming. And that I do readings one-on-one. So if you enjoyed getting a reading tonight, you're so welcome. So welcome. You can get a more in-depth reading. We can go deeper into things. I also do mediumship readings. So if you have a past loved one that you would like to connect with, or a pet, I've also channeled pets in the past. So if you have a pet, we can do that. And I will put the QR code that just brings you to a page with more information about the readings that I am able to do for you, and links to booking and pricing and all of that stuff. And I also do mentorship, which is new. So if you have gifts that you would like to explore, or if you would like to connect with your own spirit team, I hold space to help you do that over a 6-week period. There's a bunch of different pricing and packages available. So if that interests you, you can also visit my website and check out all of those fun details, because it's so exciting. Everybody can tap into their own intuition. Everybody can connect with their spirit guides if they want to. It's all free will. So you don't have to. It's not an obligation. It's if you want to. So for this evening, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's been so fun bringing through information for you all this evening. And I will see you again very soon. See you next.